Today we are drinking water.
Hey guys, today we're drinking not tea, but close enough. It's water. Hi, I'm Madeline.
And I'm Caroline, and you're listening to Talkitecture, the podcast where we gossip as students
And spill the tea on all things architecture. So this is our second Studio Synopsis episode.
Yes.
And the last one we recorded was about our trip to Chicago. We had just gotten back to Chicago. It was important to hop in the studio and record our episode.
Hop in
that studio.
It's also the very first episode of Talkitecture ever.
Yes.
Which, since we're recording this, has been released.
And thank you so much to everyone who's listened. It means a lot to us. It's been some time since our last episode that we recorded, and we have a lot to catch you guys up on. Things that happen in our personal lives and studio.
It's all related. It all goes back to architecture.
It really does. It really does. First thing to mention, we'll go chronologically here. We got back from Chicago ill. Definitely ill,
which we briefly touched on in the Chicago episode. We were taken out by Chicago, so we
like
couldn't record it right after we got back. It was like a week after because we couldn't speak, couldn't move, and we were bedridden.
We really were. Yeah. Caroline is very prepared for these kinds of occasions, and she got sick after me, but healed way before me because she took care of herself.
Madeline takes Advil like daily. So First of all, her body's just immune to it. Second of all, when she gets sick, all she takes is Advil.
I know.
Which is just going to do nothing. Like it's basically like taking no medicine.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't do anything. Caroline helped me, and then we healed.
Yeah, we healed and we were right back to it.
And I don't think anyone noticed.
No one noticed.
We were gone.
We were gone for like a whole week and we were like, oh my God.
They're going to miss us so much.
It's so boring in there without us. We come back and everyone was like, oh, you guys were gone? And we were like, I've been out for a week.
Yeah, I've been out. Thanks so much. Yeah. And then the first thing we do back in school, start on that site model.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know what we are very inspired by?
Studio Gang.
Of course. Their site models are like stunning, and I'll say it time and time again. And we needed to like get to that standard.
Yeah, that's what we were just like itching to do after Chicago. We were like, we have to start now because we know we want this to be a little extra and extravagant.
Exactly.
Just for like our own fun.
So we started like a while before our final, which has been so nice because I love working on something slowly.
Yeah, we started like a month and a half before the final, which is crazy.
It's crazy for us.
Yeah.
But like, we're getting better.
Yeah.
At timing ourselves. It's me, you, and our friend Julia. We're doing it together. Shout out Julia.
Yep.
And it's been so fun. We have like designated time to plant trees and build roads and bridges. We're like little construction workers.
I love a little site model.
Yeah, I do.
If you don't know about Studio Gang site models, or you didn't listen to the first episode,
first of all, go back and listen.
Go back and listen, but also you should just look up Studio Gang and look at their site models because that's basically the vibe of ours.
They're just so colorful and fun and filled with different materials, and I love that.
Texture, color, fun.
Yeah, so what are some of the textures that we have in our model? List them off.
We've got some paper.
Yes, of course.
We've got some acrylic.
Yes.
Some clear acrylic for the river, of course. We have some green meanie sponges for trees. Mm-hmm. Some cardstock, some felt, some little wooden sticks.
Yes. And chipboard, museum board.
Museum board, yeah.
And that's
the paper, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so fun. I love it. And spray paint.
Yeah, tons of spray paint.
We have quite the color palette.
Yeah.
We'll post on the Instagram.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Yes, that was so fun. We each have a little like plug-in that we're going to put our own models in. And you finished yours. Tell us about yours.
Yes, it's partially. It's there.
It's almost done.
Just a cute little wood poplar massing model of my building, which
so
I
cute.
Actually keep forgetting that I was going to make part of it out of resin, and I keep forgetting that I had that plan.
Are you still doing that?
I don't know.
I forgot about that too.
Should I even do that anymore? Because
it looks so good.
We're just addicted to resin, but like it already looks so good right now. Like I don't need to do it.
We will find any excuse to incorporate resin into a model. Like any excuse.
Like it would make sense, but I'm liking the way it looks now. But
Yeah.
The resin is just so...
I know.
I want to do it.
I haven't started on my... Well, I have kind of started on my site model, but I am so excited. It's going to be very colorful.
Yes.
TBD on that.
Yeah, we painted... There's like a couple parks near our site, so we used green spray paint, and then we used blue spray paint for the river, and then kind of like a taupe beige for the roads. There's a lot of roads around our site. Our site is like all roads.
And going down to the wood shop to paint our site model, we are bound to get yelled at, and we did. It seems like every time I go down to the Fab Lab, I get yelled at.
Yeah. No, first thing, there's like this area where you can spray paint.
It's like unofficially a spray paint area.
There's like a million spray paint marks on the floor, and we like go to spray paint, and someone's like, are you spray painting? You have to put cardboard under that. And we're like, oh, yes.
Because we
it's always stupid things like that,
fully just spray painted the metal floor.
Yeah, which was really dumb. But
it is. It was
the whole metal grate is spray painted,
it's
though.
like covered in spray paint. But
I get it.
You should have known. But yeah, we did that, which is great.
Great. Stunning.
So we have to make our site model and then a bigger model for this project.
Yes.
Tell me your plans for the bigger one.
The 16th scale. So our site model and our little plugins that go into the site model are at a 1/32 scale. So based on how big our buildings are, it's like a couple of inches by a couple of inches, like pretty small.
Yeah.
Like
only like 3 inches tall.
Yeah. And so for the big 16th scale, that's like 10 inches. I think I'm going to do... I have balsa wood sheets, so I think I'm going to do that with some acrylic.
Balsalt.
Balsalt.
I don't know what it is.
I think it's balsa, but I don't. Basalt.
Basalt.
And acrylic, and I have like a mesh facade on my building, so I bought this like mesh material. It's kind of like a fabric off Amazon, so that, yeah. And everything on my building and my plans and everything, like the color scheme of the semester for me is green.
Yeah.
And Madeline also is using a lot of color.
Yes. A lot of color. I'm excited. Your site model, or not your site model, your big model is becoming very realistic, which I'm excited about because I feel like we haven't done a lot of that.
Yeah, I've never done a realistic one, which is the only reason why I want to do it. Otherwise,
like they're realistic,
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work, and I'm like afraid of it because it can go south so fast. Like it can look so bad so easily.
I know.
So I'm just really afraid to start it. But
it's not like our past ones haven't been realistic.
Yeah.
They've just been like massing.
Yeah, exactly.
When now we're going for more of a planar vibe.
Yeah. I feel like I need to do it because I'm going to eventually have to do it, and I need to just like rip the Band-Aid off, and like once I do something once and I make all the mistakes, then I'll get better.
Yeah, I just love the like aesthetic of a massing model.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a way to combine the two.
Also, my little one is massing, so I feel like I've already done it.
True.
Time to do planar. When we say massing, we mean like my wood model is like blocks of wood. Like there's no like walls or like floors or anything like that. Versus like a planar model in architecture is like you actually model the floor, all of the walls in the building.
The doors maybe.
The facade, the doors. Yeah, like where every room is, the materials. Like if something is glass, then it's acrylic in the model.
It would be funny if someone went so far as to model like furniture.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but it's way too small. I realized that my whole building is 10 inches long, and like that I can't do furniture. It
would be different if it was like at a quarter scale.
Yeah.
Like bigger. You can do more stuff, but yeah. Starting small. Yeah. Another thing that we're working on is a perspective section.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like something new to conquer.
Yeah.
I've never done one before in all my years.
In all her wise experience.
It's like basically a section cut of your building, but then you make it like 3D in a way. Like it's perspective.
Yeah, so there's a vanishing point. So all of the horizontal lines, they go towards this point that you draw. Usually it's on the horizon line, but you can decide where that point is, wherever you think it should be for your building.
Yeah.
Or is it the horizontal? Or
no, that's right.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very complicated once you start, but I'm in the thick of it right now, and it's like fun once you really get into it and just start like drawing all the lines, because we're printing it bigger than all of our other plans and sections, so you'll be able to see more detail.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah. It's exciting.
So exciting.
Usually we print on like 11 by 17s pieces of paper, which when you're in architecture school, like you're going to hear 11 by 17 like a million times.
11 by 17.
Yeah. And this one's going to be, mine's 34 by 22. That's how big my plot is.
Plot. I think it's an Arc D size.
Yeah, the preset is called Arc D.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I just deleted the notes app, but I just exited out of it. Yeah. So I'm excited about the section perspective. That's the only thing like new to me that I'm doing this semester, but we haven't done renderings at UVA yet, which is new to you.
Yes.
So how is that journey going for you?
It's brutal. I've just like been so confused by renderings because there's so many ways to do it, first of all. So like when you're Googling trying to find videos on how to do it, it's like, okay, but like I don't have this, or I don't want to do it that way, or like it's just a lot.
It's especially hard because it really depends on the style that you want, because it might be like easier to just, I don't know, go simple, but you want it to be simple but like artistic. It's, you have to choose your vibe.
Yeah, I want mine to be very collage-y. Like if you look up collage render, architectural render on Pinterest, that's the vibe I'm going for. I like when it's like kind of watercolor sketchy, but that means that you don't do it in a render software, which I don't know if is easier because I haven't used a render software, but it seems like if you have a Rhino model and you put it in a render software, it's a little bit easier in the sense that you just assign material to what you built versus like in Photoshop, you're collaging all these textures and colors in. It seems like a little bit like a different skill set.
Exactly. Yeah. Another thing that you guys have missed is we applied? What's the word? Auditioned?
No, we ran for.
We ran for co-presidents of Saga, and Saga is basically, it's a student organization club at the A school, the architecture school, and what else is it?
At UVA. Yeah, it's called the Student Association of Graduate Architects.
Nice.
So they kind of just like hold events for graduate architects, and like they're involved in faculty meetings and like certain things in the A school. And
it's cool because it's just for graduate students.
Yeah.
It's one of the few clubs just for graduate students. And we did decide 2 days before the applications were due to run.
Yeah, we were just sitting around and we were like asking our friends, we were like, guys, would you vote for us? Like, do you think we could win? And then we got really into it because we decided to make a cute flyer. And we made like a cute camcorder like flyer. It was really cute. We passed it out to everyone. Cute. And then
that was the scariest part, by the way.
We worked up the courage. So in the grad school at UVA, there's 3 cohorts. So the cohort is basically like your class. And there's the 6,000s, which is us, and 6,000s are first years, 7,000s second years, 8,000s third years. And so we worked up the courage to go over to the 7,000s and ask them to vote for us and hand out these flyers. And it was terrifying.
They basically wanted nothing to do with us because they're just busy.
No, we don't interact with them ever. Like we sit side by side with them and we never speak to them. There's like a huge rift in the A school between 7,000s, 6,000s, and 8,000s.
8,000s a little, but the 8,000s, it makes sense because they're nearing their career, and like I'm like I don't want to bother you at all.
They're on their way out. They're also taking electives. Like for the 6,000s and 7,000s, your courses are 100% set. Like you can't change them. You're just those are the classes you're in, and you're in them with everyone else in your cohort. The 8,000s, you can study abroad in Barcelona or Venice or take all these electives. So they're all like doing different things. So,
well, part of the reason why we wanted to run is to mend the gap between the 6,000s and the 7,000s because they're like cool people to hang out with. We just like don't for some reason. It's like there's an invisible wall.
Yeah, no, literally. I know these people because I see them literally every single day, but I've never spoken a word to them.
I know sometimes on the streets out in the wild, I'll like pass someone that I recognize from the A school, and we just like we know each other because we see each other all the time, but we've never said anything.
Yeah.
So it's just like passed by.
Super weird.
Yeah. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. So we ran, and then so what happened with the application? Not the application. Well,
very complicated.
The application to put your name on the ballot was that Madeline. It asks you like, are you considering any other position? And Madeline clicked yes to every single box, and I only clicked yes to co-president. So when the election comes around, Madeline is the only person running for treasurer, basically.
Well, I thought that when we applied, we were going to be like, yeah, if we didn't get co-president, we'll run for everything else.
Yeah.
I just kind of like had that in my head, even though we never talked about that we were going to do that. And then I was like, Caroline, I just like checked like all the boxes, didn't you? And you were like, no. I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
And like we had no idea who else was on the ballot until election day, and then on election day we find out that Madeline's the only person on the ballot for the treasurer, so she's automatically the treasurer. So no one votes for her for co-president because you also can't be co-president and treasurer. So I get elected as co-president by myself, and Madeline gets treasurer, and now we have this dilemma.
I'm kind of like glad about it because treasurer is like obviously a very serious role, obviously, but like less pressure in a way. Actually, maybe more pressure.
Yeah, you're in charge of the money.
I know, which is scary.
Meanwhile, I have to go to these meetings called Council of Presidents meetings with like all the other presidents of clubs in the A school. Mm-hmm. It's like intimidating.
It's really funny because you're like, yeah, I have a meeting later. I'm like, we don't have meetings.
I all of a sudden have meetings and I'm like,
yeah, I'm meeting with like the dean of everything.
I flew too close to the sun with this one.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. It was really fun running on election day. Like, I can't imagine what the presidents of the United States feel. We were so anxious.
Gonna be honest, we didn't even want it that bad. I think we just wanted to win, and we were a wreck.
Like, I was like
freaking out. I don't know why. Like, I can't imagine running for something that I would like actually was like super, super like, I need to win this. Like, I was like, if I win, that's good. If I don't, it's okay.
Yeah. I did wake up to like 7 spiraling texts from Caroline. So it's really funny. But it all worked out in the end.
Yeah.
We're going to change Saga for the better, I hope.
We hope.
Yeah.
We can only pray.
We can only pray. Okay, so moving on. If you guys don't know, there's this little tiny brand called Jerf Avenue.
And we are borderline obsessed. Like,
no, we're obsessed.
Obsession.
For real obsessed.
Yeah. Like, I would buy everything at their store if I had the money. Yeah. Like, don't give me money because it's going there. Just give it to them. Just give them my money.
It's founded by this girl, Matilda Jerf. It's a Swedish-based company.
Of course.
With the most perfect prints, patterns, textures I've ever seen. They make homeware, swimwear, clothing. And this is just like an ad for Jerf Avenue at this point. But I love it so much. And they were doing a pop-up one weekend, and we both planned to go.
Yes, we did. We even booked the hotel.
Yes.
We planned to drive to New York City, stay at this hotel for a night to go to this pop-up. Because you get to meet her. She's going to be there. You get to shop the pop-up exclusives.
Get your hair done.
Yeah, like all these fun things. And then Madeline texts me that the pop-up is the same day as Easter. And I'm texting her like, okay, and?
And? Who cares about Easter?
Okay, like I don't get the point.
Well, I just kept saying, I was like, it's Easter. Like, you understand, right?
She kept texting, it's Easter, it's Easter, it's Easter. I was like, I really don't, like, I think I celebrated Easter when I was 10 last. Like, I don't know.
Well, like Easter, like for my family, all the cousins get together. I get to see my grandparents and my aunts and uncles, and it's just like so fun and like iconic, honestly. And I like would feel so bad missing it. So I backed out. I abandoned Caroline.
Yes.
But good news, she did still go. So tell us about it.
I went with my mom. I enlisted her. I was like, hey, I have this hotel room. Like, I can cancel it, but do you want to go with me? And like, it could be fun.
Yeah.
And she was like, sure. And she was like, while we're at it, we're going to watch a Broadway show. So went to see Book of Mormon and went to the pop-up, got my hair done. I got a hair appointment for my mom and she got her hair done. She loved it. Got to have the Dyson used on her.
Yeah,
she loved that.
Wow.
It was really fun. Got to meet Matilda. Matilda touched me. And then I like said this really weird thing, which I feel like when I see celebrities, like I just like they can see in my eyes like I'm acting weird. But she was walking away.
What other celebrities have you met?
Like none.
I was gonna say when I meet celebrities.
I don't know. I feel like if I like see someone,
yes,
like, I don't think I've met them, but I'm like immediately like there's something in my eye that like changes. I did see Julia Fox one time, but just passing by her.
Yes.
Anyways, what was I talking about?
You saw her and had a weird interaction.
Oh yeah. Well, it wasn't weird, but she was touching me, and she like is very touchy and. She like stares into your soul. Like she's so sweet.
She's perfect.
Crazy. And as she's walking away, I was like, wait, I have to tell you this. I was like, I know this is so weird, but my friend Madeline wanted to be here so bad, and I have to tell you that she says hi. And she was like,
I'm dying.
Madeline says hi. And I was like, and that's what we needed. Goodbye. It's a wrap.
I love that she repeated to you, Madeline says hi.
She knew.
She like
like,
when you texted me that, I started crying. I was like, she knows I exist. This is the biggest day.
I felt like such a like fangirl saying that. I was like, I have to just get through it though because I need to say it.
I feel like she appreciated it.
Yeah, she saw that. I recognized it was I don't know, a weird thing to say, but I was like, okay.
No, it was perfect. That was like an iconic weekend. Next time, what?
Just reading the notes app, and you wrote
what?
Casting a little rockite mod.
Casting a little rocket mod.
We have like a notes app for this with an outline.
Mm-hmm.
And she just wrote casting a little rockite mod instead of mold.
Yes, I did mean mold.
A little mod.
Rockite mod. That's a spoiler alert. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Caroline comes back from New York. I come back from Reston, Virginia, where I was for Easter. And then our friend is running in this marathon. A few of our friends ran this marathon / half marathon, and we went to see it, see the finish line and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the most inspiring thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I felt like their parent. I was so proud of them, like crossing the finish line. I was like, you guys are doing it. Like, you just ran a marathon.
Yeah, you and Julia, our friend we were watching, were so inspired. They were like making a running plan, training plan for the marathon next year that they're going to run.
Yeah.
And I was like completely uninspired. I was like, yeah, this does literally nothing for me, but good for you.
It's crazy. No, Julia and I have already mapped out our plans, our running plans. We're so excited. Consider this our commitment. So hold us accountable. Yeah. Because we will do it. We've already started running this past month.
They've already told people about it.
Yes.
And Madeline has spoken about it here. So
yes.
She's committed.
So it's happening.
Yes.
One of our friends won the marathon, which was actually mind-blowing.
Insane.
It was like, I can't even tell you how insane it is to me.
You just see a motorcade coming and we're all looking and we're like, is that him?
Is then you just like,
no way. No way. He gets closer, we're like, oh my God, he's him.
He was running like 5-something minute miles the whole marathon.
Absolutely insane. Like 30 minutes ahead of the next marathon runner.
It was crazy. I've felt so inspired. So that happened. The next big thing that happened was prom. And you might be thinking to yourselves, you're in graduate school.
Yeah.
What are you doing at prom?
What prom?
Yeah, tell them about our prom.
So UVA, I guess, holds a prom for all graduate students. Mm-hmm. So in any program, so architecture, law, English, whatever grad program you're in. And we decided to attend.
Yes.
It was a 20s theme. Did we buy a ticket?
No, we didn't buy tickets, but I did RSVP.
Yeah.
And we decided to go like a few days before because I thought it was just an A school thing. I didn't know that it was all graduate students of UVA. So we did have to leave mid-studio to go buy dresses.
Yeah.
And then we just like popped back in being like, hey guys, we're back.
Yeah. The prom happened on like Friday and on Wednesday.
Yeah.
On Saturday. On Wednesday, we left during the middle of studios.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to our professors. Don't listen to this.
They didn't notice.
We went to a store. We went to 2 stores, and we actually found dresses.
Yeah.
We went to 3 stores. Yeah. We found 2 dresses.
It was awesome.
So fast. Yeah.
I know, it was great. The prom was actually so fun because obviously we haven't been to prom since high school.
Yeah. I never went to prom because
oh my God.
I graduated in
COVID.
2020.
And you didn't have a junior prom?
No.
Damn.
Yeah. So that was my prom.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this is Caroline's first prom. This is my second prom. It was so fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
I haven't danced that hard.
Yeah.
Ever.
We made it fun for ourselves.
Yeah.
We went to our friend Julia's house again. Julia's getting mentioned a lot. You're welcome, Julia. Now you're listening. And we got ready there. Madeline and I did our curlers in our hair, which Madeline got me into.
Yes.
Which was really funny because I went to pick Madeline up, but I put my curlers in and I had to stay in for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
So it's just the both of us in broad daylight at 6 p.m. with curlers in our hair driving to Julia's house.
We have like the biggest rollers in our hair just wearing like pajamas.
Yeah.
And then we get dressed at Julia's house. So fun. We tried 818 for the first time.
I was going to say, we have to talk about the 818 of
Kendall
it all.
Jenner's tequila brand.
Yes.
Obviously. And it, like, if you want to have fun,
yes,
take a shot of that because
I don't know what
there
it was.
Magic in that thing.
We had the most beautiful night of our life. Like, it was so fun.
No, it was so fun.
And it's all to the tequila.
I really do. I think
Yeah.
I think 818 for
Yeah,
that.
it's so smooth. It was like it's
like
such
buttery.
good tequila.
It really
I was so
is.
surprised. Like I've heard people rave about it, but I was like, it can't be. I'm not a Kardashian fan. Madeline's a Kardashian fan, so I was like, I don't know. Like they have a million businesses, but no, she did kill it on this one.
She killed it.
It was good.
It was like sweet almost. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thank you 818.
Yeah,
after
thank
we went to
you.
Julia's house, we moved. That was the pregame.
Pre-game.
We moved to the real pregame at our friend's apartment. So fun. We just we made these pop tails.
Pop
Which,
tails.
if you're familiar with the soda brand Poppy,
Yes.
we love it.
Love Poppy.
Our favorite flavor is the strawberry lemonade. Shout out. And we made little pop tails with strawberry lemonade Poppy and like a little splash of vodka.
Vodka? Yeah.
And we
They were
made them for a
so
bunch of people.
good.
They were a hit too.
Yeah, they were
People
a
liked
hit.
them.
They were actually really good.
They were really, really good. Like, I'm basically a bartender.
Yeah, we got our prebiotics and our vodka all in one. It was great.
You could say it was healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It
could say.
You could say the pop tails are healthy.
So we made our pop tails, and then that's just the very beginning.
Yeah.
Then we moved to the real venue, which was crazy. The venue, like, I don't know how to. It was
just crazy because there's like an art installation connected to it, which just made the whole experience weirder. Like it is just like a bar with like a stage where there was like a DJ, but then you walk into the room next door and there's like a fairy cottage and like all this like gauzy like
and like
fabric.
a big tube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun. I loved the venue, and what I loved even more was the DJ.
The DJ, he probably thought we were the most obnoxious girls because we
He
kept
loved
going
us.
up to him with our phones and we would write on the notes app. I still have it. No diggity, and hold it up, and he would play it because he loved us.
No, he would be like, "Come closer, I can't see that." I'd be like, and yes, I would love you to play No Diggity. We requested Unwritten, which was a hit.
Of course, I mean we knew that would be a hit.
We requested No Diggity,
That was
as
for
you
the people.
mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
He did not play Rich Baby Daddy or Troy Sivan. Apparently, that's the line.
Yeah, he drew the line at Troye Sivan. He said absolutely
He was
not,
like,
but
no.
okay.
And then we requested to play Chapel Roan.
And he was like, who is that? Like, he didn't know, but he was like, fine, I'll do it. He, like, looked it up. He's like, I don't know if I have that.
Yeah.
And then he played it.
It took 2 requests for him to move on.
Yeah. Then he played it.
And,
and immediately we get hit on by lesbians.
like, no.
Immediately.
Like, immediately. Like, we turn around and there's just like 2 girls, like, hitting on us. It was really funny because they saw us request Chapel Roan. And
they
like,
were like, that's such a good song. And we were like, oh, Yes, it's an amazing song.
song.
We love Chapel Roan, but
we almost started crying when he started playing it.
Yeah.
Like, we jumped up so high. We were like, oh my God, it's Chapel Roan. Yeah. We got all of our friends to listen to Chapel Roan as well. And they love it.
They love it.
You guys
because
love
it's
it.
great.
Yeah. We love Chapel Roan. That was so fun.
We danced so hard that we were sore the next day, but also we collapsed on these benches waiting for the Uber to downtown.
No.
We fell over. Just asleep.
It was honestly because of like physical exhaustion from dancing so hard. We were there for like 3 hours.
Mentally, I was fine.
Mentally
but
fine.
Physically, my body needed to rest.
We were waiting for our Uber to move on to the next location. Caroline is resting her head on my hip. We are completely horizontal. And some guy, I think the bartender comes around. He's like, "Are you guys good?"
Yeah, he was asking our friends.
Yes.
He was like, "Are they okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
They're fine. Keep walking."
Yeah, they're just dramatic. Just leave them alone.
Yeah, they're just dramatic and whiny. Yes. And then we moved on to this place, the Whiskey Jar, where we waited like eons for a pretzel.
Yeah. So they have food till 2 a.m. at the Whiskey Jar or something on Saturdays. Mm-hmm. And we saw pretzel, and Madeline and I are obsessed with pretzels. Like, we go to this place called Cardinal Hall in Charlottesville for a pretzel like every week.
I'm obsessed
because they have the best pretzel. And we see pretzel and we're like, okay, that's what we need right now. And as we're waiting the 30 minutes for this pretzel,
like, they must have forgotten about us.
Yeah, I don't know why it must have been fresh. It was honestly a really good pretzel.
It was really good. Yeah. And the bartender kept coming up, be like, "What are you guys here for?" We're like, "We're just
pretzel.
waiting." We didn't say a word to each other. We were just like staring.
We were there in silence, fighting back the vomit, fighting it back.
Unfortunately, yes.
Because I'm just seeing all these drinks being made. I'm smelling them being made, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, I've never needed this pretzel more. Like, I'm like holding the bar, like I'm just like, I don't know, just moving. Like, I look in distress. I'm like,
there are like frat bros behind us, like knocking us into the bar. I'm just like, stop.
I'm gonna have to beeline it to the bathroom. But
the pretzel hit out so hard.
We scarfed the pretzel down in 0.5 seconds, and then both of our phones are dead.
Oh my God, I forgot about this. No, this is the craziest thing to have ever happened to me. We did not think this through at all. So we eat the pretzel. Both of our phones are dead. And we're like, "Hey, Julia, can you please call us an Uber?"
Yeah.
And then she did. It didn't cross our minds that we had to have our friend call an Uber. At that time, our phones were dead.
Yeah. No, we're like, yeah, okay. Obviously, Julia will just call us the Uber, and we'll go into my house, and Madeline can Uber home.
Yes.
We pre-gamed at Julia's, where we left all of our stuff and our keys. So
and like everything. All we have with us are our dead phones, a tissue, and chapstick.
The 818 is inside Julia's. Like, everything that we could need.
Our pajamas.
Yeah. So we get there, and I'm like, shit, my phone is dead. I don't have my key. So we walk up the hill from my apartment to Julia's.
Well, we're waiting outside your thing.
Yeah.
I think we do sit down at one point.
Yeah.
My phone's dead as well. Our phones keep teasing us by turning on for about 5 seconds. And we're like, call Julia, call Julia, call Julia.
And my phone would turn on, we'd be like, go, go, go. And
by the way, it's freezing outside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's
like 50.
It's
not freezing. It's just a little cold.
But we are in like dresses and heels, and like we're not dressed for the weather at all.
No, not at all. Okay.
So then we hike up the hill. When I say hike, if you watched episode 1, that hill.
Yeah.
That hill in front of my apartment. Watched. It's also episode 2. It's not even episode 1. If you listened, there's a gigantic hill in front of my apartment, and Julia lives at the top of it. Sorry to give your location away, Julia.
We're just doxing everyone.
And we get up there, and we knock on the door, and we're like, maybe her roommate will be home. Because we just left Julia. Yeah, we just left her at the bar. So we're like, there's no way she's back already. And no answer. So we're sitting there and we're like, shit. Like, how?
We're like,
we'll just wait for her. She has to get here soon.
She has to come home.
Yeah.
If not, her roommate has to come home because her roommate also went out with us. And we collapse on we're just like sitting on the pavement right outside her door. Just like like, seriously, I've never felt so helpless in my entire life. I was freaking out. Caroline and I were like, we have, like, literally nothing we can do.
Nothing to even do. I was like,
because we could walk to my house, but the walk from Caroline's apartment to my house is like a really scary walk. Like,
also, she doesn't have her key, so she can't even get in.
Exactly.
And then our phones are dead. She can't call her roommates. So I've accepted defeat. Madeline is like scheming.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, what if someone's car is open?
We tried Julia's car.
This is a dark time for us. So
we are down bad.
Yeah. And Julia's roommate left her car open. So we get in.
A car, by the way, at that point, we didn't know if it was her car or not.
No, we did. I knew it was her car.
I was skeptical.
But then for a quick second, the intrusive thought came in and I was like, wait,
this isn't
what
her
if
car?
What if this is not her car?
So we, oh no.
We can't even say what we did.
I found like a sketchbook in the back of her seat and I looked in and I was like, okay,
this says Richmond.
Yes.
Their site is in Richmond.
Yes.
We're good. We know who this is. Okay, we're fine. So we're just going to sleep in this car until someone can rescue us.
I had it in my head, we'll be here all night.
No, yeah. I was like, I pulled the seat down and I started to sleep. And I was like, you cannot sleep. I was like,
you're not sleeping.
No, I'm going to be here the rest of my life. Like, this is where I died, in this car.
I cannot exaggerate how helpless we were. We didn't even have a flashlight.
Nothing. Like, we couldn't even see in the car. Like, we couldn't see anything.
It was horrible.
And then there's this, like, guy outside of another apartment just pacing.
And, which we are kind of scared of because why is there a guy outside at 2:30 a.m.? Yeah. It wasn't that late. It was like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Still. And then I recline my seat and we're hiding. Yeah. We are now hiding in this
Madeline's
car.
Like, get down.
Get down.
I'm like, it's fine. Like, if he sees us, he's not going to even care.
I was really paranoid. And by the way, as this is going on, like about 2 cars pass by us.
Slowly.
It's very slowly.
Like an Uber, but no.
It was like, oh, that has to be them.
Yeah.
And then it would just keep driving.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? And then finally, one car shows up, and it's our friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
not
recognize
Julia,
them.
who lives in the apartment.
No.
But hopefully they had a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have an iPhone charger.
Nope.
But they called Julia, and Julia came to the door, and we finally...
Julia came to the door. The door. Julia came to the door, meaning she was in her apartment the entire time.
Didn't hear us pounding on. We did the special knock. We pounded on the door.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, multiple times. Yep. Very loudly.
So loudly that the downstairs neighbors woke up.
Don't know how she beat us there, but she was literally there the whole entire time as we are like in her roommate's car, thinking we're gonna fall asleep out in this car.
Thinking we might die because of the cold when it was 55 degrees. It was crazy. We get our stuff, and I'm like, we gotta go.
Yeah,
and we
have to run. Madeline puts my coat on me. She is
put
grabbing my bag, puts it around her neck, like she's out of that place.
Yep.
And then we call her an Uber. She goes home.
And then,
I say, love
believe it or not, we were fine.
And believe it or not, we're here to tell the tale.
It did last like an hour. We were there for a while.
At least an hour, yeah. It was a while we were out there.
No, it really was. Yeah, that was a crazy night. The next morning, obviously, we had to go to IHOP.
Obviously.
We were going to go to Bodo's, the bagel place here. That's iconic. But something about IHOP, it just like,
I need to sit
sense.
down and debrief.
Yes.
I need to sit down and like...
We needed to
be in a diner
debrief.
kind of, yeah.
A lot happened that night. That story that we just told included.
Yeah.
And I was still a little bit in shock. And the next morning, I really needed to
I was just speechless.
Relax.
Like that was an interesting end to the night.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. The next thing I have in the notes app for some reason is this thing that happened like a few days ago. Caroline and I went to Trader Joe's, walk outside, and someone hit my car. In a parked car in the parking lot of Trader Joe's. Left a note on my car. That was just like crazy.
Yeah, this woman tried to get our attention when we sat in the car when we were getting back. And she was like waving at me and I was like, I don't know you. Do I know you? Like, who is this? And then she came up, she was like, someone hit your car. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, so, dealt with that. That's something that's that happened.
Did our adulting, asking for insurance.
Did the whole thing. Thank God Caroline was there because I didn't know, like, even what to ask.
I was like, driver's license, insurance, take photos of everything. Take photos of her license plate.
Yes.
Get a photo of her. Everything.
Everything. Which I did. And, you know, it's fine. And then Caroline went to Providence.
Yes.
What did you do there?
I went to see my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
My boyfriend.
My boyfriend.
In the great state of Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island.
Where does he go to school?
Brown. With Kate, who we interview in the next episode. And it's their spring weekend there, the weekend that I go, which is when they have a concert for all the students, and it's just like a big party weekend.
Yeah.
So I just went to party. And it was great.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
That's fun. The playoffs, another important note.
Yes.
The playoffs have begun for the NBA.
This is all Madeline.
My team is the Nuggets from Denver. I'm obsessed with them. It's the only thing getting me through finals is like the happiness of watching these playoff games. Such a rush. Another thing that's happened is our CNC journey.
Yeah, I would call it a journey.
We have this class called Building Workshop, and we each have to make like a little concrete thing.
Yeah.
Something structural made of concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Other people are doing beams. There's like just like a slab. One group
is someone
is doing
a slab? That is crazy.
So. Maybe another group is doing like an earth erosion thing, which is very cool. And we're doing this like curvy shell.
Yes, this shell that is giving us a headache.
It is so complicated, but it involved like CNCing something. And I don't know, how do you describe what the CNC machine is?
Okay, the CNC is a computer numerical control machine.
Yes.
So it basically like has this bit in it that you can change the bit. It's like it carves away at material.
It's like
so
a little
you can
drill.
You can
Big
put
drill.
like foam or wood, and you take like a rhino model, for example, and the software that connects to it will create a path through the rhino model to get that shape out of like a mass like foam or wood. So it'll like carve away at it to get the shape that you
It's
want.
really cool.
Yeah.
Because you can do like super complex shapes if you wanted to. So we had to do that. When we had to CNC, conveniently, Caroline had to go.
Conveniently, I was in Providence.
Conveniently, you were across the country.
Yes.
And by across, I mean just like right up there.
North.
Up north. And then the other people in our group were busy. So I went downstairs and conquered that CNC machine.
Yeah,
I've
Madeline
never been so afraid in my life.
Single-handedly CNC'd for our whole group project.
You could call me the CNC queen.
Yeah. We should all applaud for Madeline.
It was actually really cool, and now it's something that I can like check off my list as something I know how to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because the computer that you have to put the hard drive in with your file is like archaic. Like it's so vintagey. It's like the oldest computer I've ever seen. It's really funny.
Yeah, it looks really funny. It looks like straight out of the 90s.
Yeah.
Like it's on like a podium thing. It has like colorful knobs.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's really funny. But CNCing that thing was so fun. And then we finally poured the concrete in it today.
Yeah.
So exciting.
And I was, again, conveniently busy.
Yes.
I was doing my pinup.
She had her practice pinup. Another thing that we finished today was our theory and analysis booklet.
Yes.
Basically this booklet of diagrams that we've been working all semester on.
Mm-hmm. All semester. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
We did every diagram
at all.
for this class the night before. The mid-review the night before. Did all the diagrams.
Granted,
the final
we
the night
thought about
before.
it a while before.
Oh, yeah. We were thinking. We were
planning. Yeah.
Our philosophy with diagrams is don't think too hard and you're probably going to be better off.
Yes.
I would say.
Our booklet was so cute. We bound it with ribbons and bows. Obviously, we had to do that. It was so fun. We presented it today, and it's just so nice that now that the semester is coming to an end, checking like final projects off our list.
Those
like now two classes were done.
Yeah. That's so nice.
I know. Now we only have studio and design comp.
Yeah. Studio is a lot, but
Design comp is a lot.
Design comp, yeah. Oh.
Design comp, we just have to make like this twin motion rendering video type thing.
Yeah.
And we're a little bit behind, but that's okay.
It's okay. Twin motion is like rendering software, but you can move through the project and make like a video of like
Basically
someone
an
walking
animation.
through it. Yeah, animation software.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
This started off as a GIS class.
Yes.
ArcGIS.
If you remember
Geographic
that,
Information Systems.
if you remember from our game night ranking the softwares.
Yep. Which was a crazy learning curve on that. But here we are on a completely different software at the end of it.
Yep. Now we're like done with 2 more classes. Right now in studio, we're doing our final pinups.
Yes.
Which is basically like we kind of have to have everything done / everything is like in progress, basically. Like almost done. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you just had yours today.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Just did mine.
Yeah.
2 hours ago.
I know.
But yeah, they were running an hour behind as usual. So
these things tend to run longer no matter how many times you try to schedule something, they always run long.
Especially for like a pre-final. We've been calling it the fake final.
Yeah.
Because some people get really stressed about it, but I'm like, I just can't be that stressed about it because it's not real.
I can't waste my stress on a fake pinup.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it'll get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine went today and it was good. I mean, my presentation was atrocious. Like I really need to work on like what I need to say because
me too.
I was talking to her and she was like, I could tell she was like, oof, like we gotta redo this whole thing. Yeah.
Mine is on Friday.
Yeah.
In a few days.
Yeah, they split us up by weekday. So I'm a Wednesday person. There's Monday people and Friday people.
It's so crazy because it hasn't like I think next week is our final.
No, it is. I saw it last night and I haven't been able to say it to anyone, but
I haven't said it before.
In a week is our final. And
this week
that put some fire under me.
Earlier today I was talking to someone else in our class and she was asking me about like when are we going to get our models done, and I was like probably this weekend. That's the only option.
It's the only option.
What was I thinking?
Yeah. No, for some reason, I'm like, oh, yeah, there's one more week.
It feels like we have
there's one more full week.
Yeah.
No. Some people have that luxury, but we got the earliest final review day at UVA, at the A school. Yeah. We are the very first day that any final review can possibly go.
You're kidding.
Is us. Yeah.
Wow.
The 7,000s always get the last one. Yeah. So next year.
I didn't know that. Dang it. No, I'm not really worried about it because, like I say, everything will get done. There's no other option.
Yeah.
But it is closing in.
It's closing in.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think, like, I really just need to get what I'm saying, like, thought out because I think if I could say it really well, it almost matters a little less, like,
I know.
if one thing's a little off or something because then I can, like, always go back to, but this is the core idea of the project. So I really need to figure that out.
I know. Me too.
But we did skip something.
Oh.
The eclipse of it all.
Oh, the eclipse. Both.
Two eclipses.
2 eclipses. The real eclipse and the eclipse, the movie of the Twilight Saga.
Saga.
Yeah, the eclipse, the real eclipse happened a few weeks ago. And it was, amazing.
It was so fun.
So fun. Everyone in the school went outside. It was during our studio. We all had, like, the little glasses, of course.
Yeah.
And looked at the sun. And, of course, as, like, the peak eclipse of it all was happening, this massive cloud goes by.
Massive
like
cloud.
The biggest cloud I've ever seen.
A cloud the size of Charlottesville just comes out. Like, it's a crystal clear day, not a cloud in the sky, and this gigantic cloud comes over.
It was
and
crazy.
Then, like, 30 minutes later, like, the eclipse is, like, all over pretty much. Like, the big part of it.
Yeah.
And the cloud's gone.
Yeah.
The cloud is all of a sudden disappeared.
That's just, like, classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to have happened.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
It was fun.
Everyone was out on the lawn at UVA.
It was a nice day.
Yeah, it was great. And then...
and Caroline has never seen any of the Twilight movies.
Well, now I can say I've seen the first 3.
It's criminal. So we're watching the Twilight movies together, and we just saw clips.
Yes.
And what did you think?
Least favorite.
Yeah.
By a lot.
I know.
Like, I was really, really underwhelmed. I was like, ugh.
I think Edward does not look his greatest in
No.
Eclipse either. I'll admit it. And it's kind of just one that you have to move past.
I'm an Edward fan, and I really like can't imagine being a Jacob fan. Even like from before I watched them, I was an Edward fan because like duh. Like
People
I guess
who are
Taylor
Team
Lautner
Jacob,
just isn't my type.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
People who are Team Jacob genuinely scare me.
Yeah.
Like how?
Yeah.
How do you think that way where you're Team Jacob?
We have to talk about the movie theater experience.
Okay, we go to this theater called the Alamo where you get served, where you can order like food and drinks.
Yeah. Bottomless popcorn, if you will, for $8.
It's amazing.
So of course we are season pass holders at the Alamo, and we pay monthly to watch unlimited movies.
Yes, we do. Yeah, and it's the greatest decision of my life.
Yeah.
This movie in particular is a movie party, they call it, which means that you're allowed to like talk throughout the movie, like scream like a little bit if you want to.
Express your opinion.
With all within reason.
Yeah, maybe to your neighbor, maybe not to the whole, crowd, but
and that is exactly what happened during this movie. We are surrounded by diehard Team Jacob stans who were, every time he came on the screen, they would scream.
Yeah.
And like raise their hands and like cheer.
One woman said, "I'm single."
And like
no. We gotta shut that down. We gotta say no.
No, she screamed it to the entire theater, and when she said that, I was like jaw on the floor.
Have to draw a line somewhere.
She was also the person sitting directly next to Caroline was like saying every single line to the movie, and it's like
word for word.
Word for word.
I mean, she knew the whole script, but like some of the lines were just like
lines.
Stupid. Like they weren't like actual important.
No, it was just
dialogue.
like dialogue.
Yeah.
Like I could quote the whole movie if I wanted to, but like you shouldn't be doing that.
Why do we need to say it out loud? Like just run it over in your head. Like we know, like it's okay. You're already screaming. Like
it was crazy. Movie theater experiences are so fun.
Yeah, that was the craziest Alamo experience we've had so far, for sure.
For sure. And yeah, I think that we have caught you up now on...
Start over.
Okay, and I think we have got our listeners up on everything since our Chicago trip.
Yeah, I think that we are all caught up.
A lot has happened.
Yeah, a lot has happened. And mostly prom happened. Big event.
Just prom and Jerf Avenue.
Prom, Jerf, a little bit of school thrown in there.
Some Twilight.
Yeah. A well-rounded month.
Yes. We plan to record our next Studio Synopsis episode once finals are done.
Yes.
It'll be the ultimate debrief.
Oh, yeah.
And we have love to debrief.
A lot to say after a review.
Yes.
And this time, like, we're gonna have so much to say.
I can feel it.
We're just gonna analyze our final reviewers. We're gonna go through like what the whole process of a final review is and like explain it to you guys and then give you the gossip on who our external critics were.
Yes. Because the final review is an experience that it's going to be hard to describe because it's so absurd in a way.
It's
so serious too.
So serious.
It feels like your life is actually on the line, and this is what they mean. The people who say like architecture is insane.
But this is really just a 3-month-long arts and crafts project. Mm-hmm. And I just have to keep remembering that.
That leads up to one day of sitting for up to 10 hours.
Yep. As you listen and watch your peers be brought up or absolutely torn to pieces and shreds and leave the room in tears.
I'm really hoping that doesn't happen.
Yeah. I hope not either. It's sometimes the reviewers can like go on a tangent and it's like they forget where they are. They're like not in their office talking to a friend.
Exactly.
They're, like the people are like right in front of them and they will just rip you apart. But
for no reason. Why are you doing that to me?
Yeah.
I'm learning. I'm a baby.
But we'll save all of our opinions for that.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes, we're very excited. So, yeah, this is our second Studio Synopsis episode. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Talkitecture.pod and our TikTok, and you can listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
We love you. Bye.
Bye. And then I think we should talk about what events have gone on since then, including prom and the eclipse, and then talk about what's going on now.
Oh, did you mean Eclipse? I meant Eclipse the movie. I talked about Twilight. That's why